Now we discuss some basic 5G security terminologies. It is important to discuss these terms in the beginning because they are going to be repeated again and again in this course. So first one is the authentication. Here I have a user equipment, and by user equipment I mean that it is a mobile station with SIM in it, and SIM contains the identity of the user that is using this mobile. So during the authentication procedure, the user equipment uh, basically authenticates itself to the network, or in other words, this user equipment is authenticating the identity of the user. That means that the user is proving that he or she is the one who he or she is claiming itself to be. So in the case of 5G, there is mutual authentication. That means that not only the user equipment authenticates itself to the network, but also the network authenticates itself to the user equipment. That means that this is a genuine network to which this user equipment is connecting. And in order to achieve the authentication, the shared secret key is used. That means this key is with the network as well as with the user equipment in its same. Then we come to the authorization. For example, this user equipment wants to use some service of the network. So authorization procedure involves determining whether this user equipment is entitled or authorized to use this requested service or not. And authorization is often done at the same time as the authentication. Then we come to the ciphering. For example, there is exchange of some information that is taking place between the user equipment and the network. And we do not want that there is some intruder in between that hears or sniffs that information. So we encrypt it, or in other words, this information is ciphered. So ciphering means encryption of the communication, and this ciphering is achieved using the secret keys. Then we come to the integrity protection. For example, this user equipment is sending some information to the network, and there is some intruder in between that catches that information, modifies it, and then send it to the network. This is called as the man in the middle attack, and the integrity protection is designed to avoid the man in the middle attack. That means that the network, when it receives the information, it verifies that this information is indeed coming from the actual user equipment. And for the purpose of integrity protection, also the secret keys are used. So for the security purposes, separate secret keys are used for these procedures. Now we come to the privacy protection. Privacy protection means that the information of subscriber is not available to the to others. And the example of privacy protection can be that the permanent user ID of a user that is in the USIM, it is never sent in clear text. That means without encryption over the air interface or the air link. Rather, this if there is a need to send that ID to the network, that is first encrypted and then sent over the air interface.